Did I just record half a video without having my microphone plugged in? Why, yes, I did. Great. Love that. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Dutchy. Woo! Happy Pride Month, everyone, once again. Yes, I'm saying that every video because it is Pride, and why the heck not? Let's celebrate. What is up? What is good? How are we vibing with this new backdrop? I'm living for it. I finally have a bisexual pride flag. Hello. How long have I been doing this YouTube thing as a bisexual without a bisexual flag? I know, a bad bisexual. Yes, I'm aware. But no, how cute is this backdrop? It's like I'm just sitting here on the couch with all of you in front of me. Love it. I felt like doing another Q&A. I thought, what better time? Let's chat. Let's sit down. Let's have a talk. Let's give some life advice, dating advice, sex advice. Y'all came through with the questions, and it was clear to me that you're missing my sex education episodes. So many questions re sex, your first time with a girl, masturbation, sex toys, all that good stuff we're going to get into, but also lots of stuff about dating, sexuality, gender identity, just general life advice, anxiety, everything. So this is going to be a whole video answering a lot of your questions and giving you lots of advice. So yeah, I can't wait to jump straight into it. If you are new here, hi, my name is Dutchy. I create loads of LGBTQ+ inclusive content, and I would absolutely love for you to become part of the Dutchy fam too, also known as the best family on the internet. So before we get into this video, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss another upload. And without further ado, let's get on into this juicy Q&A. First question, how to get a boyfriend or girlfriend in high school? It's so hard for me, lol. Okay, I get this question a lot, and I think dating in high school is super important, and it's so good for growth, and you learn a lot about yourself and a lot about who you are when you're with someone else. For me personally, in high school, if I was vibing with someone or flirting with someone and they were flirting back, I would just keep doing that until they asked me to be their girlfriend. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad advice, probably bad. Ugh, God, I suck, I know, but I'm someone that's always been about open, honest communication, and I am very forward with my feelings, very forward with my attraction, always have been. If you're vibing with someone and you're flirting with them and you get along really well and you like them and you're crushing on them and you think they are too, just ask them. Ask them outright. Honesty is the best policy, seriously, and yeah, if they don't want to date you, it's their loss. What is the difference between platonic and romantic feelings? You can have platonic love and you can have romantic love. Platonic love is the sort of love that you have for friends or family, right? So it wouldn't go any further than that, but also your friends. Like if you just love who you are when you're with them, if you love their personality, how they make you feel, how they support you, and how you have the same interests and hanging out with them. You just love hanging out with them and them as a person, that is platonic. Romantic love or romantic feelings is you can have all of that and more. So you want to date them, or you want to be intimate with them, or you want to hold hands or kiss, or you want to do that extra bit more that you do not do with your friends or family. That is, to me, I think the most simple way to describe romantic love versus platonic. I hope that helps. How did you know when to come out to your family? I came out on the internet, and I came out to a few of my close friends, and it was a couple of days after coming out on the internet that I thought, shit, I better tell my parents before they find out for themselves online. That didn't force me to come out. I was going to tell them anyway, but as the information was already out there online, I sort of wanted them to hear it from me. So that is what made me come out to them. But yeah, obviously that's subjective and different. I think some people just come out when they're 100% ready and comfortable and they've come out to themselves, or maybe they come out to someone else first to give them that confidence boost before telling anyone else. But yeah, you also never have to come out to your parents or to anyone for that matter. How can I stop wanting to talk to my ex? I get this question a lot. My best advice is to focus on some new things, start or take up a new hobby, and focus your time that you would have spent talking to that person on that. Spend more time with your friends, spend more time with your family members or pets, and like maybe start planning like friendship dates so that you don't have time to message them or want to talk to them or want to call them. Do anything you can to fill in the time where you feel like messaging them, if that makes sense. So if you go to message them, put your phone down and go and do something else. Obviously, I know the urge can still be there. You can still do it. It can like overcome you when you just message them, but try your best not to. Also, I think having a diary, maybe getting things out of your mind and onto paper that you would have said to them or would want to talk to them about, write them down so you still get them out and into the universe, but not necessarily to them. I think that's what I would do. And like, depending on the situation, talking to your ex to begin with is probably not good, because if you're 100% not getting back together, you should obviously take some time apart to move on and all that good stuff. But do know, if it didn't end badly and you just both don't want to be together, but like not for any bad reason, you can still be friends. It's probably just good to take some time apart now. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't talk in future. So that might be like a comforting thought, as long as you're not holding on to the fact that you might get back together. But just the fact that you can be friendly one day might help too. Should sex be something teens can talk about openly with their parents? That is such a good question. And yes, I think so. I think when parents create an environment that allows their child or their teen or whatever to talk to them about sex and ask questions and get that response without feeling like it's awkward or like they can't talk to them about it, I think it's really, really good and really positive to do that. And it promotes and breeds a good and positive consensual sex life, because I feel like people that can't talk about it or can't ask their parents questions or family or whomever questions about it often don't end up getting the information that they need to know about consent and like just sex in general. Like obviously you don't have to go into the nitty gritty of it and like positioning and like, oh, even just thinking about that, talking about those sorts of things with my parents makes me cringe. And I personally have a very open and honest and close relationship with my parents, and sex was something I was able to openly and freely speak about when the time came with my parents, to an extent. Obviously, some people don't have that sort of relationship with their parents, which is sad, but they can get their information elsewhere, and hopefully schools are really picking up the pace with sex education and consent and things that we should be taught from a younger age that we were not. But yes, I do think sex should be something that teens can talk about openly and honestly with their parents. Yeah, I think we need to remove the stigma around that. There is no shame in wanting to learn about sex and consent and all of that. I think it's awesome that you're asking that question too. Alrighty, how does female masturbation work? I'm 20 and I've never had a sex toy before. What toy should I get first? I have no idea. Ho ho, girl! I'm glad you asked. Do I have the toy for you? Before I get into the nitty gritty of this bad girl and what she does, I would like to thank Lovehoney for sponsoring this video. I am absolutely stoked to be partnering with Lovehoney in their Embrace Passion in Full Color campaign. I have partnered with Lovehoney many a time before, and I'm sure I'll continue to do so in the future. You all know I'm all about embracing self-love and sexuality and reducing stigmas around topics such as self-pleasure and masturbation and sex toys and all that good stuff. And Lovehoney does too. They're all about breaking down the stigma surrounding sexual health and sexual wellness. And at Lovehoney, they truly believe in sexual happiness for everyone, regardless of your sexual orientation or gender or color. They are just super duper inclusive all year round, not just for the month of June, mind you, which is why I love them so much and why I continue to work with them, because their ethos aligns with my ethos. We all about that. And yeah, they also make a damn good sex toy. Before I introduce you to the Lovehoney flickering vibrator, your question was, what is female masturbation? Female masturbation is the same as any other masturbation for any other person. It is just all about figuring out your likes and dislikes, what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good, all those sorts of things. And I'm not saying you need one, but you need one. No, sex toys can also really help you figure out what you do and don't like in the bedroom. Obviously, if you're not comfortable using a sex toy, you do not have to ever. But yeah, once you start to explore yourself and explore your body and all your likes and dislikes, a sex toy can definitely come in handy. And honestly, self-exploration and self-love and me time is something that is super duper important to me. And I feel as though it is something that really helped me embrace my sexuality and like made me a lot more confident. Like obviously not only in the bedroom, but just everywhere within my own sexuality. Like self-love and masturbating and sex toys are all a massive part of my self-confidence, I think. And I think that's super important to promote and talk about as well, which is another thing that Lovehoney really like to embrace and encourage others to speak about, which I love. Introducing Lovehoney's flickering vibrator. Hello, Miss Thang, do your thing. Let me just tell you, she is small, but she is mighty. Let me show you. She has 20 functions, she is waterproof, and she is USB rechargeable. Hello, no batteries here, honey. I think the thing I love most about this is it is not intimidating, and I would have loved this as a first time sex toy. Not to say the first one I ever had was intimidating, but this is definitely even less intimidating. It's small, it's tiny. All of Lovehoney's toys come in very discreet packaging. It's honestly just a cardboard box. You have no idea, no one would have any idea what it is. And they all come with cute little discreet carry cases and things as well. Another thing that gives me a lot of confidence in my own skin and in the bedroom in terms of sexuality is feeling hot. Hi! Lovehoney also has lingerie, and this set, are you serious? Are we kidding? It's like a corset vibe. I'm not gonna put it on because I think that's a little bit too risque for the YouTube channel, but I honestly cannot wait to get frisky with myself because it's very important. If you would like to go and check out their hero toys as part of their Passion in Full Color campaign, I will leave a link to that page in the description box below. There are heaps of toys on there for everyone, regardless of your sexual orientation or gender. And yeah, I would encourage you to go and have a look. Whether you're a first timer or super duper experienced, there is a toy on there for you, lingerie on there for you. Thanks again, Lovehoney, for sponsoring this video. And yeah, let's get back into the questions. How to have sex with a girl for the first time. This literally gives me butterflies. That is so cute. Okay, how to have sex with anyone for the first time. So obviously some sexual acts differ, but at the end of the day, having sex with anyone for the first time is going to be awkward. It might be a little bit funny, it might be a little bit weird, but it can be a really nice time. I think the most important thing is to do it with someone you trust and do it somewhere that you both feel comfortable. In terms of how to actually have sex with a girl for the first time, that's subjective. Place boundaries, have a chat about how far both of you are willing to go beforehand. Have a chat about consent, be very consensual through the whole thing, always checking in on each other, asking if they like a certain thing or they'd like to do a certain thing or certain position. All fab questions to ask. Know that if you want to stop at any time, it's totally okay to do so and just tell them, and vice versa. Yes?
How you doing?
Hi, good. Probably keep that in actually, yeah. In terms of actually like how to have sex with a girl for the first time, just take it slow, start with foreplay, start with kissing, lots of consent, and yeah, just see where the night takes you. Everyone's definition of sex is different. There's not a certain thing you need to do to have sex for the first time. Yeah, just see what feels comfortable for both of you and go from there. What's your kink? It's... Kidding, not sharing that here. Hello. Protection for lesbians. You can use a dental dam, you can use a female condom, you can use gloves. It's very important if you're using toys to clean them after each use and in between. You can pop condoms on sex toys as well if you're using them on each other. So it's always important to, if you've got a condom on one, and lube it up and do whatever, and then if you're going to switch and use it on the other person, just take that condom off and put another one on. It's good to get tested before every new sexual partner, and both of you do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I love this question. What is the best way to help balance mental health and your job? I'm gonna be an expert at this in some time. I don't think I am yet, but I think I'm definitely getting there. Obviously I'm doing 2 full-time jobs right now, balancing that with a social life and a relationship and keeping myself afloat and eating and exercising, and it's a lot. I think the best way to balance your mental health and a job is to be able to identify when you are starting to get burnt out, when you need time off, when you need to just relax. and switch off. I think switching off is very important for keeping that afloat, those two afloat. I know when I'm getting burnt out. I know when I need to take a week off doing the whole social media thing. I recognize that and I just do it. I know it's a little bit hard with like a job that you actually physically attend, but there should be no difference. If you need a day off, if you are burnt out, the whole hustle 24/7 grind thing, not good for us. Honestly, if you're starting to feel burnt out, if you need to take a week off for your mental health, do it. There is nothing wrong with that. And I know we all make excuses, and a lot of the time we're like, oh, but there's so much that needs to be done. Oh, but I need to, tomorrow's going to be so busy, I have to be there. That's all good and well, and that might be true, but there's a reason that most of us work in a workplace with other people as a team. If you can't be there because you need to protect your mental health and you need to recharge, then you can't be there. You will pick up the slack when you come back, or others will pick up the slack for you. The place isn't going to fall apart if you just take a day or a couple of days off for your own personal health. It is so, so important. Put your mental health first, people. How do I know my sexuality for sure? Like, what if I'm wrong? It's okay to be wrong, and it's okay to be confused and unsure of your sexuality. Most of the time, it takes us a little bit of time to figure out and be 100% sure of our sexuality anyway. And even then, sometimes you can think you're 100% sure of yourself and your sexuality, and then later realize that you are something completely different. And that is also totally okay. I think we really need to fight to normalize coming out again, and not hating on the people that do that, and not stigmatizing it and stereotyping it like we always seem to do. But yeah, I think it's okay to be feeling that way. It's normal to be feeling that way, and just to sort of accept it, go with the flow, and yeah, just keep delving into those thoughts and just do you, be you, experiment, and yeah, just keep talking to people you like, and learning more and more about yourself. How to grow the confidence to move away from a toxic family. Whew, okay. This one is hard because I don't know how old you are or where you are. If you have the support from a family member elsewhere or a friend that you could stay with for a while, I would highly recommend doing it. Talk to them, have a plan B. I think at the end of the day, you know how toxic that family member or family is being to you. And if you feel as though you're just going to get stuck with them, you're always being beaten down and trodden on, and no one believes in you or has your back or anything like that, anywhere else is honestly going to be better for you. If you can support yourself, or if you have someone else that you can go to, because obviously I don't want you out on the street, no one would want you out on the street, but if you have a plan B, if you have somewhere else you can be and support yourself, then I would see no reason not to. I don't know if I can give that great advice on it because I have not been in that situation, but I think maybe talk to someone, even maybe get some advice from like a psychologist or something like Lifeline or something. Talk to someone, talk to a professional about how to go about that in the safest way possible, I think is the best advice I could give for that. Were you immediately comfortable in your own skin after coming out to yourself, or did it take time? No, it definitely took some time. It helped me come out sort of as my own real person and personality and all of that, but it definitely took some time. Yeah. And then I sort of eventually got to a point where I actually just do me. I don't care what anyone else thinks about me. And I think coming out really helped bring that out of me as well. Obviously, I've always had that part of me deep down that I wanted to be myself, and I always wanted to do things and not care what other people thought, but I just always had that caring, which was annoying. But she's gone. My parents didn't react well to my coming out. How can I be happy and gay in a toxic home? I'm so sorry to hear that. It makes me so sad. We as a community are here to love and support you, and we really do support you 100%. I honestly can't imagine how hard it must be to be out in a toxic environment. I think just talking to people online, so making sure you remain in some sort of community online, can really help. If you have friends around you that are part of the community, or you know have your back, talk to them about it. Talk to family members that will accept you. And yeah, if you can go to pride events, go to pride events where you do feel supported and like part of a really good community that is super supportive of you, regardless of what your family say about you. Hope this helps. How do you know you're officially gay without actually dating someone of the opposite sex? You can know, like, Sexuality has nothing to do with the current person you're dating or who you've dated in the past. It's all in here, and it's knowing and differentiating whether or not you would want to date that person or whether you just find them attractive if you do. If you say no, if you would not want to marry a man, date a man, have sex with a man, probably gay. If you answered yes, perhaps not. Sometimes it's just something that you need to experience to go, not for me. Other times you can just know. It's just a matter of figuring that out, and honestly, time is your best friend with that one. And the last question, how to make friends, preferably in real life. I need help. I'm still in school, by the way. Honestly, be your true self, and the right people, your people, will be attracted to that and come forwards towards you, and you'll make really great friends out of that. Don't be friends with people that you don't vibe with, or you have to pretend to be like them to be around. It gets old and it gets annoying, and it's not something that you can keep up forever, even if you want to, sort of thing. I think if you're just being yourself, someone else is going to like that and want to be friends with you. Someone out there is going to find you cool or fun or have the same interests. I think playing a sport can really help with making friends if that's something you're into, or like joining a group or dancing or drama, whatever you're into. Find something within your niche or your passion and become a part of that group. Obviously, it is easier to make friends online these days, because there are so many groups out there. But who knows, even if you join a group of some sort online, there might be people in your area, part of that group, that you can then be friends with in person as well and hang out in person. Well, that is all I have time for in today's video. There were still so many other questions, so if you really want me to, I can do a part 2 and answer the rest of them at some point later in the month. If you did enjoy, please make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the fam if you haven't already, and let's have a chat down below if you have any other questions. Let's talk it out, and yeah, I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!